Cheap Week continues, and we roll on with what Dan Murphy's have for less than $50 in the ultra cheap Scotch whiskies. And we're going with one of the cheapest on the market in Australia, that I can find anyway, the $14.95 blended Scotch whisky. A few months ago, this was actually under $40, so wow, okay. Well, then, how bad could this actually be? Let's find out. This is Whisky. I'm John Chidgey. Always remember to drink responsibly in moderation and where and when appropriate. Feel free to like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and visit engineered.network/whiskey without the E to learn how you can support the show. Thank you. Well, not all scotches have some kind of delightful story behind them. Oh, the distillery's built on a former gold field beside the purest water on the planet, with stills made from adamantium, copper, alloy, with big bulgy bits. The Loch Lomond Reserve I just reviewed, well, they do have a story there. But $14.95 just, doesn't. This bottle is imported by a company in Australia called Pinnacle Drinks, and on their website they state that Pinnacle Drinks manages and own the exclusive brands on behalf of Endeavour Group Limited. That's great! Who the hell are Endeavour Group Limited? Because I've never heard of them. Sometimes I go on about Dan Murphy's being an Australian institution, but in 1998 they were bought by Woolworths. During a restructuring internally in 2019, Woolworths created a separate business entity to handle its alcoholic drinks portfolio, and named this new company, you guessed it, the Endeavour Group. So that means that Dan Murphy's are stocking a Scotch that's purchased from Endeavour Group that they actually own, and Endeavour source it from Pinnacle Drinks that Endeavour own. So in effect, $14.95 may well be distilled, blended and bottled in Scotland, technically a Scotch, but it's also technically Dan's own label. Now, there is some measure of controversy about this practice, since there's a growing number of examples of this in different markets around Australia. Because shelf space is at a premium, suppliers sometimes will pay extra for prominence on shelves in bricks and mortar stores, or so-called slotting. Positions like at people's eye line, or at the ends of aisles, and so on and so forth. Now, own brands can be positioned in whatever location that they want to push in their own stores, and they don't have to pay a slotting game to get the good spots. In mid-2022, 1.3 billion Australian dollars of Endeavour Group's revenue came from Pinnacle Drinks, from own label brands, pushed by their retailers in preference to other brands since, money. Anyway, retail economics to one side. This costs $40.99 Australian for a 700ml bottle from Dan Murphy's. It has, unsurprisingly, no age statement, and has a 40% ABV. Now, because $14.95 is effectively a Dan Murphy's brand, so to speak, hence it's only sold in Australia, and there's no information to confirm or deny if it's chill filtered, and it probably is, or if it's coloured, which it probably also is. Because there's no website for $14.95, all we have to go on is what's on the bottle. And it says, the $14.95 blended Scotch whisky is named after the first written mention of Scotch whisky in the I can't pronounce that word, but it's a roll in Scotland in 1495. A friar named John Core was the distiller. Okay, great, that's nice. Unsurprisingly, there are no tasting notes at all. So, we'll do it ourselves then, shall we? Glass bottle, that's something. Screw top, that's not surprising. I have never tasted this before. Never tasted, never smelled it, never anythinged it. So for that colour, I'd just call that a gold. Slightly darker gold colour. Not particularly interested because surely it is coloured. Now, I'm looking for some legs here. Actually, there are a handful of legs around the back. Fast running, thick. Whoa, they are really fast running. And then they collapse. I'm stunned. All right. Let's see what we got on the nose and see if I'm going to regret this. Oh, that's a bit weird. God, the first thing that comes to mind is it smells like... It actually smells a little bit peaty. It's faint, and it's kind of like it's not a floral peat either. And it's almost like a chemically sort of peat, not like an iodine, and it's not something like a Lafroig or a Talisker or anything Isla. It just doesn't smell like it. If it's peat, it's Highland peat, and it's super faint. But I was surprised to smell anything like that on this. To be honest, I'm not getting much else. I've got to be honest. There's really not much to this. It's just like ever so slightly medicinal peat. That's how I would describe the nose on it. I get the faintest trace of vanilla, and not a hell of a lot else. I mean, it's yeah, righto. I don't know what I was expecting. I guess I didn't know. So let's see what it tastes like, shall we? There goes nothing. Oh, why am I doing this? All right. Oh boy. Okay. It was a bit weird when I first tasted it. It's the mid, as it's progressing towards the end of the finish. That's when the taste goes weird. All right. Oh god, how do I describe this? Not nice. I'll start with that. It's a little bit acidic. In the mouthfeel, it's a bit watery. It's. Ugh. I gotta have another go at this and pay more attention because the taste is a bit weird. All right. Well, it's a $41 Scotch. What did I expect? Seemed like a good idea at the time to give it a shot. Alright, so I get a little bit of burnt caramel, and that lingering taste, it just tastes like it's burnt. You know, like you've burnt toast, but like real bad, like really badly burnt toast. Like it is acidic, it's tart, it's just not like, oh god. So the problem I've got with it is that the initial taste is you get a little bit of, I'd describe it as a faint kind of butterscotch caramel, and that's about it. The only nice thing I've got to say about the palate on this thing. It's, other than that, the mouthfeel's not that great. The finish is terrible. It's the sort of thing that it's going to sound funny. It's like I almost prefer that it sat on my tongue, but because I know as soon as I swallow, it's going to taste terrible. Like the finish is going to just be off. God. Wow, okay. So, cheap week, always surprises, or maybe that's no surprise to anybody. I'm trying to find something really nice to say about this, but it's just not happening. I don't know. I mean, you could use this as a mixer probably, but my god. All right, come on. I'm jumping ahead of myself here. I gotta rate this baby. And my god, let's go. Let's do it. Oh boy. So where does this sit? I mean, in terms of cost, it is a one low. It is ultra affordable. But then again, if you had that money, if you had $41, I can think of better things to do with it. On the quality side of things, I don't have to think. This is a zero. This is zero. I'm never buying this. I'm not going to use this as a mixer. I don't know anyone in their right mind that bloody well would, and I don't know why in the hell this thing even sells. I mean, if you've got no taste buds, go for it. It's just, once you've had nicer scotches, drinking something like this it's just bad. And I want to enjoy what I'm drinking. I don't want to drink something just to drink something. You know, it's that's what people that drink straight vodka say. I don't get it. I just don't. So, God. So it's a red. All right, it's a red. It's a zero. Honestly, if you wanted to buy this as a mixer, I mean, go for your bloody life, mate. But I don't recommend this at all. And now I have another bloody dilemma. Because the only way I could bloody well try this was to buy a bottle of it. They don't sell it in a smaller size. And now I've got I've got about 675 mils of this that I have to decide if it's going to meet the kitchen sink, the bin, or I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with it. But I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to drink it. And with that, oh my god. Swing and a miss, $14.95. No. I'm not going to lift my glass and say cheers. I'm just not. But I will say, see you next time. And let's hope the next cheapie is a bit better than this rubbish. God.